It's time for another Dice Tower review with Z. Garcia.
Hey everybody, today I'm taking a look at Las Vegas, the card game. The original dice game is a favorite of mine. It's a game I really enjoyed. I've played with family a lot, and it's a pretty straightforward, roll your dice, allocate them, try to win by having the most dice at different casinos, walk away with the most money. This game's theme, even many of its mechanisms, are identical to the original game. So I'm going to give you a look at how this works, and we'll come back and I'll tell you what I think of it, and what I think of it compared to the original bigger brother of it. To set up the game, we're going to line up all of the casinos. We're going to shuffle up the money pile here, place 2 at each of those casinos, set that aside for now. Everybody then gets a pile of their own cards that look like so, and they'll have dice on the other side, usually 1, but sometimes double dice, so different pips on those, obviously. And then you also get 1 safe card and a cocktail card, and you put those 2 in front of you. You shuffle up the deck, everybody draws 5, you are ready to begin. So here's how the game works. You're going to be playing over 4 rounds, and at the end of those 4 rounds, whoever has the most money is the winner of the game. That's it. On each turn for those rounds, and the game can have up to 6 turns per round, you are going to have your 5 cards, and you are going to pick some of these to play simultaneously with the other players. Here's what you are picking. You can pick any 1 card or any 2 cards. Or you can pick more than that if all of the dice are the same on these. And so, for example, during this very first go, I could play a 2 and a 6, let's say. Again, everybody's doing this simultaneously, so I'm just going to throw a couple of cards out here for some of the other players so you understand how this is going to go. All right, I'm just grabbing random cards here from the other players. Not going to worry about them being strategic for right now. And then all of these are revealed and they are played out to the place where they would go. So a 2 and a 6, blue played 5 and 5. You can just stack them like that if they are the same. All right, there we go. And then green went for 4 and 2. And so that would be it. All the cards you did not play, you put under the cocktail glass and you draw a new hand of 5 cards. Everybody's doing this simultaneously. You again have those same choices. And so now let's say I want to keep fighting for that 6. And I'm going to play out a 3 because no one's going there. So I might do this one and this one. Reveal those cards. Stack that there and play on the 3. And again, of course, people are playing simultaneously. So all of these things are changing and getting mixed up. And people will go where you were hoping to go. And you're like, oh, you know, all those emotions are going to be there. Once you have 8 cards out here, or you've run out the deck, which is the 6 rounds, then you are out. You cannot play more than that. And so you can, you know, at the end of the round when you have 8, you back off. You're done. And you can take the rest of the cards at that point and put them under the cocktail glass there. Once everybody is out, then you are going to divvy up the money that's out here. Whichever player has the most dice at one of the casinos, you can just go through them all, is going to get the highest valued money card there. And second place gets the second card. Simple as that. However, a tie means that those players are eliminated. And so, let's say that these, instead of being 5s, were 6s, and they were here, red and blue would eliminate each other, and white would be the first player, and they would take the highest card. No one would get second. Okay? That's pretty much it. You are going to play 4 times through that, obviously shuffling up your own deck again for each time and replenishing the money that is out here at the casinos until the game is over, and then you see who's got the most money. By the way, the little safe is quite simply so you can put your money on there for visual clarity, and that's it. All right? There's also, that's the base game, by the way. That's everything you need to know. Besides that, there is also a small variant that comes in the box right here, which you can use with this game or with the original Las Vegas, the dice game. And it's quite simple. At the end of the game, you're going to get some bonus points for having sets of the same colored cards here. And there are several colors all shuffled up together. At the beginning of each round, you're going to shuffle these up and you're going to add one to each of these casinos. And then, and you would do the same thing in the original dice game, by the way. And then whenever a player adds 2 or more dice to one of these places at the same time, you would take the gem that's sitting there, and at the end of the game, you'll get bonus points for having a lot of the same color. You would also replenish this every round. Even if it was not taken, you add another one, and when someone adds 2 or more dice, if there's more than one of those gems sitting there, they get to pick which one they take. Again, you're trying to make color combinations. That's pretty much it. One final thing I want to say, there is a variant in the rules which say you can play instead of simultaneously, sequentially, making this game very, very similar to the original Las Vegas dice game. And so, but making it slower, obviously. And so if you're going for the speed, and the original rules are the ones I've just shown you now. That's pretty much it. Let's go back up top and let me give you some final thoughts. I guess the thing that surprised me the most about this game is that it's really, really similar to the original game, especially if you play with that variant where you take turns. I mean, that's really close to the original game. And that's both good and bad. I really like the original game, but, you know, when you get a card game version of something, you want it to be different enough to make it worth owning, to make it interesting, to make it palatable to people that enjoyed the original, but and not so different that you're thinking, why does this even have this theme on it? But then not so close that you don't need both, you know? And this one might be a little close to that line. For me, I really liked it. I thought this was great. And the fact that if you play simultaneous, the game's fast. It gives you those, simultaneous reveal moments of, oh, I thought I was making a great move there, and you just canceled or tied me up, which is rough. The whole thing has a quick, interesting, engaging vibe. It almost feels a little bit like a deck building game without the deck building part, where you draw 5 cards, pick a couple, flip them, do something, bury those cards, draw 5 cards. It has that Dominion feel without obviously, changing your deck at all. But it's so fast, it's so engaging, well designed, interesting. I like it a lot. I still like the original game better. I like the chucking of the dice. I like that tension of, come on, I just need that 1-6, I like that. But this one's really good. And I would recommend it unless you find it to be too close to the original and have no interest in that, And you should be able to tell from the overview if they are too close for you. They are certainly close. That doesn't bother me in this case. Therefore, I'm giving this one a very positive review. But I can see it being a problem for some folks, So there you have it. Very much recommend it. I would say go out and check this one out. That is Las Vegas, the card game.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.